What are we? What makes us what we are and what we're going to be? It's grit. It's what we started with last year, guys. Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Can definitely compete with the big dogs.
10-5 end zone touchdown Detroit Lions.
You guys are unbelievable, man. I'm telling you.
We are driven by Detroit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on back to yet another live stream of Motor City Mania. Obviously, I'm the host, David T. Pike. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Excuse me. Definitely been a interesting week, to say the least. Whew. Sorry, folks. I was in a little bit of a rush. I had to get some stuff taken care of and a whole bunch of other things. But with that being said, the game's about to start. Lions are 5-1. Titans are 1-5. And according to Tim Twentyman, the Titans have won the toss and deferred, so the Lions offense will start the game. And the kickoff is away. And the ball is going to go into the end zone where the returner is going to take a knee, so the Lions will start off at the 30-yard line. I will just say it. I'm going to be taking notes because I'm probably going to release a video after the game. But game is started. Goff under center. Goff snaps. Play action. Looks to throw. And Goff is already sacked because Taylor Decker could not do anything to protect the quarterback. Wow. Taylor Decker literally did not do anything to protect Jared Goff on that one. Goff literally got almost a full shot. He almost got fully lambasted. That was terrible on Taylor Decker. Goff in the gun, snaps the ball, looks to throw. Goff gets it out, completes it. It's going to be completed for about 5 yards. The former Lion Quandre Diggs making the tackle on wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. Third and 11 for the Lions. Khalif Raymond in motion to the right. Goff in the gun. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff is going to throw underneath, gets it to Gibbs, and Gibbs tried to make a move but couldn't, and the Lions are going to come up short. It's going to be either 4th and 5 or 4th and 6, and the Lions are going to punt. Definite note of emphasis on that drive was just Taylor Decker screwed that drive. Started the drive off with poor blocking, which got Jared Goff sacked, pushed the freaking, offense back, couldn't beat back the yard. So that's literally on Taylor Decker. All right, Jack Fox punts the ball away. It's going to be returned, and the returner tries to make a move, but couldn't do anything. But it looks like the ball came out, and it looks like the Titans were able to recover their own fumble. The ball is at the 15-yard line. Okay. Sione Vaki was the one that forced the fumble, the rookie former safety running back. So now comes out the Titans offense led by Mason Rudolph, the former Steelers backup. Rudolph under center, snaps the ball, hands it off, and the running back is going to go maybe for an extra yard, might be 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, depending upon where they put it. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Titans offense. Pick up a 4 on their first play. Rudolph barking out signals. He's in the pistol at the 19-yard line. Rudolph snaps. It's going to be a play-action play. Rudolph throws, and it's going to be complete to the receiver. Going to be a first down for the Titans. Going to be at about the 31, 32-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Titans. Catch was made by Calvin Ridley. Titans are going to be at the 32-yard line. Rudolph's in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Man in the backfield. Rudolph snaps. It's going to be a run. And quick tackle by DJ Reader. Going to get only back to the line of scrimmage. Good job, Reader, getting penetration and tackling his feet. Good job. Going to be a 2nd and 10 coming up. Oh, don't I know it, Jason? That play, that very first play by Decker, completely screwed up our first drive. That's why I said he was at fault for that first drive, literally getting nowhere. Rudolph's going to be in the pistol. Got a receiver to the right and the left. Snaps the ball. It's going to be a play action. Rudolph looks to throw. Rudolph is going to get sacked. And it's intercepted, actually. Pardon me. It looked like he was going to get sacked, but it's intercepted. Intercepted by Trevor Nowoski, the freaking linebacker. Onwuzurike put the pressure on him. Rudolph threw it away to try to get rid of the sack and wound up turning the ball over. Lions ball in the red zone. Great job by Onwuzurike getting the pressure on Rudolph, and Rudolph making a terrible decision, and Nowoski making a great play on the ball to get an interception. Be the Lions ball, 1st and 10, and not quite at the red zone, but just outside of it at the 23-yard line. Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the right. Goff snaps, hands it to Monty, and Monty's going to get freaking face masked, blatant as hell, but Monty's going to continue to go for another 4 more yards, easily going to pick up the yardage, but get another 5 on the end. Actually, no, 15. That's a 15-yard penalty. So he got 9. Huge play for the Lions. Great run by David Montgomery to keep going, and absolutely did a great job to continue to maintain composure. Goff under center. Lions are at the 7-yard line. You got 2 receivers and a tight end to the right, 1 man to the left. Goff snaps it, hands it to Monty. Monty is going to power his way in for a touchdown. Lions score. And with that, Monty redeems himself for the fumble he had last week. Great job, Monty. And with that, Monty is back in for scoring a touchdown. He didn't score one last week, but now he's back in the scoring column. And with that, the Lions have already taken the early lead. Jake Bates out there to add the PAT. Ball is snapped, kick is up, and kick is good. Lions up 7-0. That's what I like about our Lions team right there. Hey, you know what? Titans offense comes out. They get a nice run, pick up 4 yards. They then get a first down on a completion. Don't bother them. Freaking Hunzerike comes up, freaking gets pressure on Rudolph, and then we get an interception, and then literally we capitalize. We take it right down the shortened field, score those 6 points. Now we're up 7-0. And I'm telling you this right here is how the Lions win. Offense does its thing, but the defense, all it literally has to do is just do its job. They don't have to do anything super extravagant for this game. That's just how damn bad the Titans offense is. And Mason Rudolph? No. I'm just sorry. No. I'm going to say this right now. This Rudolph is not going to find his way through the fog to get home for Christmas. Just saying. Sorry, just like I said, taking notes here. Ugh. Been needing that ever since I started. Whew. Anyway, though, folks, you guys want to hear an interesting fact? I actually found out today when I was, kind of putting together everything. I literally was looking this up because everybody's been making a big to-do about the fact that, the Lions are 5-1 now for 2 straight years since like 1930-something. But you want to know something more important? If the Lions win this game, they will start 6-1 for the first time, I think, since 1956. 1956 was the last time the Lions started 6-1. Think about that. And everybody ought to remember the 50s for the Lions. That was when we were quite literally one of the best teams in the NFL. And the kickoff is away. It's a shortened one, so it's going to be returned. And the returner is going to get up to about the 29-yard line. So pretty much makes it almost back to where he would have been if he'd have just left it stay. But good job by the cover team to make sure he didn't get there. Titans offense will come back out after the turnover and start their second drive on the 29-yard line. And it looks like Rodrigo is limping a little bit. Rodrigo looks like he's favoring his right foot a little bit. Rudolph in the pistol. Got one receiver to the left and right, plus tight ends. Rudolph snaps, hands it off to the running back. Running back's got a big hole, and the running back is going to pick up a solid 15 yards. That was a huge hole right up the middle for the freaking Titans. They literally got all of the linemen for the defense to go to the right. There was nobody up in the second level, and he just bulldozed his way up there for a solid 15-yard gain. Rudolph under center. It's going to be a big formation. One receiver to the right. Rudolph snaps the ball, hands it off to Pollard again. Pollard's going to pick up maybe another 2-3 yards, maybe 4, depending upon the spot. So it's either going to be 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 6. Second and 6 coming up for the Lions defense, Titans offense. And Titans are at the 49-yard line on their side of the field. Rudolph in the pistol again. And Rudolph snaps it, and Pollard is going to go nowhere. Aleem McNeil was right on him. Easily 3-yard loss. It's going to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss. It's going to be a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 coming up. Great move by Aleem McNeil. Got past his block and then got past the trap block. Made a great move. Got a great play. Good job, D. So it's now actually only a 2-yard loss. So it's 3rd and 8. So it's 3rd and long for the Titans offense. Rudolph in the gun, trips to the left, actually trips to the right with one man to the left. Rudolph brings a man in motion. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, gets it out quick, and it was almost intercepted by Carlton Davis, wound up getting the breakup, and it's going to be 4th down. And Rodriguez is being carted off the field as he goes to the locker room. Not a good sign for Rodrigo. Good, solid coverage on everybody there. And like I said, good coverage by Carlton Davis. I thought he had a chance to get an interception there, but all he did was get his hand in there and break it up, which I'll take that all day long. And the Titans are punting the ball away. The punt is off on its way. And it's going to be pinned. Actually, no, Raymond decided not to take the fair catch and was actually able to pick up about 6 yards. It's going to be at the 16-yard line for the Lions. Hopefully Rodrigo is not in any serious condition. Hopefully we get something good and, nothing too concerning for him. I was actually wanting to bring this up, folks, but I wanted to show you guys this. I literally just bought this from Fanatics, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I literally love this thing. This thing is awesome. And I got it for a steal of a deal, too. I was able to get it because Fanatics was literally having a sale where everything was 25% off. And so I was like, oh, sweet. So I went in, got this thing for 25% off. And I think on top of that, I also got another little discount on top of that. I wound up getting this item. This item's normally like $120. I think I got it for like $85. And I was kind of curious what it was going to be like when I got it. But, dude, this thing is awesome. It's got pockets in the front. It's also got, like I said, everything on here is stitched. It's embroidered because there's also stuff right here. This is stitched on. So is this. Man, this thing is awesome. I was very happy that I made this purchase because when I did, I think they said there was like 5 left in my size. And I was like, I better make this decision, and if I don't like it, I can return it, but hey, you know what? I love it. I absolutely love it. So, absolutely enjoying that. But anyway, getting back to what I'm seeing so far in the game, one thing I've noticed is that the Lions' defensive secondary is playing extremely, extremely better. Think about it, folks. From the first 2-3 games we played this year to now, this defense is playing night and day difference in terms of the secondary. Very tight, very aggressive coverage. And Scott, I see you. I'm doing pretty well today. Lions are up 7-0. They're at their own 17-yard line. Goff under center, man in motion from left to right. And it looks like Goff is killing the play. He's going to a second look. Goff snaps it, going to hand it off to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to find the outside edge, and he's going to pick up a first down. Good 11-yard pickup by Gibbs to get a first down and to give them some more space. Lions are in the gun. Goff snaps it. Goff throws it. Goff is going to throw it to... who was that? Who is that? Is that Allen Robinson? It's got to be Allen Robinson because I don't recognize the number. Looks like Allen Robinson dropped that pass because Goff was throwing it low and to the outside, but no catch. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lions. Goff in the gun again. 2 receivers to the left and the right. He's got a man on his left hip. Goff snaps it, looks to throw. Goff is going to spin away. And wow. Looks like Goff got a little banged up on that because he's he's rubbing his backside a little bit. So, second time Goff has been sacked. That time I would call that a coverage sack because Goff surveyed the field, didn't find anybody. Goff in the gun by himself, 3rd and a mile. Goff snaps it, looks to throw. Goff is going to step up. And Goff was trying to throw that one and got hit from behind. Definitely a problem there. Our offensive line is having an issue maintaining the pressure on frickin' the defensive line of the Titans, and that's the second time that Decker has allowed somebody to get a hit on Goff. Taylor Decker is definitely going to be a loser for today because we're not even halfway through we're a little bit more than halfway through the first quarter, and he's already been responsible for freaking 2 sacks on Goff. And Jack Fox gets it back to the 20-yard line, and the returner is only going to get it to the freaking 5-yard line. Great job on Jack Fox flipping the field there. So that second drive was not very good by the Lions, though I would probably place most of the blame on that one again for Decker. To answer your question, Raider Goldhart, I think they are because remember, the very first play of that drive, they ran the ball. They picked up 11 yards. They're again trying to balance the offense. They're not trying to be one side or the other. And that's been one of the key successes for the Lions offense this year is the ability for them to be balanced. But the problem is that when you say, okay, you go on 1st and 10, you snap the ball, you're trying to pick up another first down or at least a couple of yards, quarterback gets sacked for like forever and a mile, and then the next play you go, he gets sacked again and it's a fumble. It's like, at that point, you've kind of dug yourself into a hole. So that's the problem with the pressure right now is that what it's doing is that Goff is not getting enough time and he's constantly having to try and figure stuff out. What I would do if I was freaking Ben Johnson is that until we are able to find a way to stymie that pass rush, have a lot more underneath routes, so that way Goff has a check down, because it's already become apparent to me that we cannot hold long enough for Goff to get those throws down in the intermediate level just yet. He's going to need to find a way to build up to that. It's not going to be something we can just start right out the gate, which is kind of, not what I want to hear, but unfortunately that be the case. All right. Whew. Titans offense is back out there. Rudolph under center at the 25-yard line. Rudolph brings a man in motion to the right. Rudolph snaps the ball. It's going to be a play-action boot to the right. He's going to get pressured, tosses it up. Man, wide open. The tight end is going to pick up several yards after the catch and is now on the opposite side of the field for the Lions. Holy cow. Where was the guy on coverage for that one? There was literally nobody in coverage on that tight end. Nobody. He was wide open. Big play for the Titans, probably one of their few of the year. Rudolph is going to be in the gun by himself. Empty set, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And it's going to be a timeout called by Rudolph. Nice shot of Hutchinson looking well. Score 7-0, Nick. Rudolph gets the ball, tosses it, going to get it to his man, and it is going to be complete for a short gain. Going to be about a 3-yard gain. So now we have 2nd and 5 coming up for the Titans offense. They're on the 38, 37-yard line. Rudolph in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw. He's going to throw a fade route, and it is going to be complete. And Ridley got the catch. And they are now inside the red zone. Calvin Ridley did a good fade route and got the catch over the linebacker. Actually, no, that wasn't the linebacker. That was Brian Branch. Brian Branch was in coverage right there. So Titans are going to be at the 11 or 10-yard line. Rudolph in the gun again. Rudolph snaps it. It's going to be a fake, and Rudolph is going to run for a touchdown. Wow. Rudolph freaking got out in front and juked out the linebacker. He literally juked out Trevor Nowaski, who Trevor Nowaski was the guy that got the interception in the last drive. Holy cow. If I was Trevor Nowaski, I would feel embarrassed as hell. You just got so screwed over by an immobile quarterback because you over pursued. That is literal football basics 101. Don't over pursue. Break down, get underneath your feet, and get in a position to where you can get a tackle. And wow. I cannot believe what I just saw there. Damn. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. Anyway. Can't win every drive. Anyway. That was that I don't know what to call it, but it's like the Lions offense and defense have literally had flip-flop drives. The Lions offense has done it twice, and the defense just did it. Think about it. Lions offense first drive, absolutely terrible. Lions defense first drive, great. Then the reverse is flipped. To answer both your questions, Matt and David, I'm doing pretty well. Nice to hear from y'all. But yeah, then obviously the Lions' second drive, they were on a shortened field, got the touchdown, made it look easy. Then frickin' the Lions' defense gets another stop. Lions' offense comes right back out, and once again, doesn't look good. And then the Lions' defense comes out, and there you have it. And Aaron Glenn was chewing out Kirby Joseph there. Aaron Glenn not happy there with Kirby Joseph right there. Kickoff is away, and it's going to be a shortened kick. And instead of taking it out, the kickoff is going to stay in the end zone, bringing it back to the 30-yard line. So, I saw it, Dean. He lost coverage on the tight end, but right there, freaking seeing part of Aaron Glenn's ferocity on his own player there, something that I definitely like to see. Lions offense comes back out on the 30-yard line. Goff in the gun, tight end with two receivers to the right. Goff snaps. It's going to be a handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to find a crease, and Gibbs is off to the races. It's going to be a touchdown. Literal one-play scoring drive. Touchdown, Detroit. One play, and now we're in business again. Dude, Jahmyr Gibbs is just literally just destroying teams. Woo-wee! Graham Glasgow doing a great job getting up to the second level to help spring Gibbs. Gibbs fast as hell with that 4.2 speed right there. Woo-wee, baby. Lions are up 13-7, looking to add the extra point. Jake Bates getting set to do that. And kick is up, kick is good. Honestly, Gateman, the only option I could give you is doing Dofu Sports. It's an app. You can get it either with Android or Apple. And what Dofu Sports is in essence, you will have a list of different games that are going on. And within those games, there is going to be a multitude of different stream links. Now, the problem with Dofu, even though it's free, is that the links have a propensity for getting taken down because obviously the copyrights of the NFL. So what you'll have to do quite a bit is you'll have to jump around and quite literally find a link that will work for you. But at the same time, they usually are pretty good about putting a new link back up. It's usually good for about 10, 20 minutes. So that's one option I could give you to say, okay, if paying for all the streaming services is not something that's feasible, go to Dofu Sports, download that app, and then you can watch the games for free. You're just going to have to jump through some hoops trying to constantly get on the stream while, actually keeping up with the game. But that's the only option I can give you because I used to do that, and while I was totally fine with it, the problem was I got so tired of the freaking links dropping, and I would literally lose 2-3 minutes of the game, and I'd be like, what the hell? So, Matt, the answer to your question is yes. Two of the three sacks that Goff has had so far have been because that Taylor Decker has not done a very good job with blocking. The very first play of the game, Taylor Decker barely got a hand on the edge as he went literally right around him, hit Goff from the backside. The second sack that Taylor Decker gave up, he literally did nothing almost to try and make sure that Goff had a chance to throw the ball. Goff got hit as he threw the ball, and that was it. So, again, the offensive line has had a bit of trouble trying to stop the pass rush of the Titans defense. But as far as I'm concerned, it's like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. And kickoff is away from Bates, and this one's going to go way into the back of the end zone, going to be a knee. Titans are going to start their drive at the 30-yard line. So both running backs have now scored. With the Lions doing that, they are 7-0 whenever they've done that. So Gibbs and Monty have both scored touchdowns, which is good. Titans offense is back out. Lions defense needs a redemption. Rudolph in the gun with two backs back there. Rudolph snaps it. It's going to hand it off, and the guy almost gets tackled in the backfield. Pat O'Connor almost had himself a TFL, but wasn't able to get the other foot. Second and 8 coming up from the Titans defense at the 32-yard line. Rudolph is in the gun, empty set. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Rudolph is galling it out, looks to throw, gets it out quick, and it's going to be caught and going to be tackled, but there is a flag on the play after Anzalone tackled Tony Pollard. And it looks like it's going to be against the Titans. Looks like it's going to be offensive pass interference. Offensive pass interference against the Titans. So it's now going to bring them back 15 yards. It's now going to be a 2nd and 20-something? Maybe 2nd and 18? I don't know. It's going to be a pretty far drop back for them. I have not, Gateman. I have not talked about that. So 2nd and 18 now coming up for the Titans offense. Rudolph's going to be in the gun again. Rudolph has got a man on his left hip. He's got 2 receivers to the right, man in motion. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, is going to throw downfield, and again, wide open. Calvin Ridley literally was wide open, had easily 2 yards on freaking Robinson, and Malik Robertson got burned there. Wow. Robertson had no chance on him. Ridley literally blew right by him. That was about as easy of a pitch and catch you could have. Unfortunately, King Dweb, you're not going to be able to find it. You're not going to find somebody that's going to be able to stream the game, because with the NFL having the copyrights now through YouTube TV, anybody that tries to stream the game, it's instantly going to get taken down. You're just not going to find it. Now that the NFL Sunday Ticket is through YouTube, anything that has the NFL, you cannot use it. You can't stream the games without them taking it down, and they will take it down in an instant. So your only chance is to either pay the game or have local television, or, as I was saying earlier, download Dofu Sports and go stream hopping. And again, that's going to get old really quick, which is why I'm paying for it now. And it's going to be a double reverse, and oh my Lord, Atlanta. And Jackson gets a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. And it looks like it's coming back against the Titans. Because it looks like they're trying to figure out where to spot the ball. Both fouls are on the offense. So 2 offensive linemen were caught holding, and so it's going to be a repeat of the down. This defense right now is just not doing a very good job. They're just literally going way overboard. Rudolph in the gun, empty set, 29-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Rudolph throws it, going to find a man over the middle, and Ridley with the catch yet again. Calvin Ridley is just literally killing us. Calvin Ridley is literally just finding these wide open spots in the zones, and nobody seems to have a damn answer for him. 2nd and 5 for the Titans offense, picking up 15 yards back. Rudolph in the gun, trips to the right. Rudolph snaps, throws it really quickly. And another catch for Ridley. And it's going to be another first down for the Titans offense. Good Lord. Terry and Arnold even had good coverage on him, and it doesn't seem to matter. Thankfully, it's the end of the first quarter here, because Aaron Glenn's got to do something. He has got to do something to try and stop freaking Calvin Ridley. There's got to be somebody that we put on Calvin Ridley, because Calvin Ridley has literally just ate us alive for that first quarter. So I don't know what Aaron Glenn's going to do, but he better do something. And think about that one, Nicholas. This Titans offense was so bad in passing that they were literally the only offense in the NFL that had not thrown 1,000 yards as a team. They are 32 in not only passer rating and also passing yards. This passing offense is the worst in the NFL, and they are literally carving us. And again, think about it. It's Mason Rudolph that's doing it. Mason Rudolph, of all guys, is out there shredding our defense. And Matt Harvey just pointed out, Calvin Ridley already has 118 yards in one quarter. One quarter, and he already has pretty much a game's worth of production. A game's worth of production in one damn quarter. I don't understand this. Well, I have to have faith, LDV, because if he doesn't, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long freaking day. Oh, I agree, LDV. If we can contain Jefferson, we could contain Ridley. But at this point, Ridley's already broken out of containment. I mean, for crying out loud, the last 4 games, he only had 56 yards. In one quarter, he's had 118. Rudolph in the gun, 2 receivers to the right. Man on his right hip. Rudolph snaps. It's going to be a run to the outside, and it's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards. Going to be 2nd and goal for the Titans offense. Second and goal for the Titans offense at the 5-yard line. And notice something, folks. Notice something. Look at what the Titans offense are doing. Every time they run the ball, they're literally going to the edges. They're not running up the middle. They're going after our edges because they know we don't have anybody on the edge. Rudolph in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 man in motion to the right. Rudolph snaps it, it's a fake, and is going to be a touchdown. And wow. And the Titans get back to tying it up. Steve, the talks have already ended. They literally already have ended. What was it? Mark Davis the owner of the Raiders, he pushed out an email to all of the other team owners. He pushed it out to all the other news outlets. He said, listen, we're not trading Max Crosby. So that's it. That's the end of it. And Titans are now tied again with the Lions, 14 all. Again, folks, this is why I made that episode, Don't Fall Asleep. And it looks like our freaking defense has literally fallen asleep. Apart from one terrible mistake by Rudolph on the first drive, our defense has not really done damn near anything. And look at that. The Titans' anemic as hell passing offense has 156 yards passing. Our offense, which is one of the best in the NFL, has -9 yards passing. Holy cow. You want to talk about That's why I try to tell people this could be a trap game. Andrew, we've heard you. And Dorsey with a great return is going to get it down to like the near 20-yard line. Great job on that return. That was a great return. Great job. Goff under center, snaps the ball, hands it off to Monty, and Monty's going to pick up 4 or 5 yards. Going to be 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 5 coming up. Goff in the gun, trips to the right. Laporta in motion. Goff snaps it. Quick throw. Screen to Laporta, and Laporta's not going to go anywhere. Absolutely no blocking from the wide receivers whatsoever. Tim Patrick got no blocking on that one. That was a bad job by him. Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Goff snaps, Goff throws, and that's a flag. Raymond literally had somebody all over him. That's a clear pass interference or hold on the freaking tight end, or on the Titans. Going to be a first down. All that's going to matter is how much yardage it is. Come on, refs. You don't need this much airtime. Just call the damn freaking foul. Both fouls? That's 30 yards of penalty yardage. That's 30 yards of penalty yardage right there, folks. Because both of those are personal fouls. Those are both 15-yard penalties. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen that before. 2 penalties on 1 play get enforced. Holy cow. First and goal for the Lions offense. Goff is going to go under center. Man in motion, Goff snaps it, play action, quick throw, gets it to the tight end, touchdown. Brock Wright with the touchdown. Lions are now up again. Good freaking job. All right. Special teams come out to attempt the PAT. Jake Bates back for the kick. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Dude, who in the hell thought this was going to happen? Think of this. Who the hell thought the Titans were going to put a game together against the freaking Lions? The Titans, with the worst offense in the entire NFL, have put up 14 points to our 21 points. They're actually making a freaking game of this. I'm like, dude, this game is quite literally the very definition of no one saw coming. Good Lord, I can't listen to that shit. David Bryson asks, do you think at some point we go for a 2-point conversion? Couldn't tell you. 2-point conversions are typically done when you have a situation where either you're trying to pull ahead or you're trying to, give yourself a bit of a cushion. And at the current moment, I don't see the Lions trying to do that unless we get to a point like in the late third quarter, fourth quarter, where it's like, okay, here, we need to do something to try and give ourselves just a little bit more cushion, just a little bit more to work with, because if we don't, it might come back to bite us. But so far, I'm going to just say this right now. If you think about it and you seriously actually consider it, think about this, folks. The Lions have scored on every single drive that they have had some sort of an explosive play. Think about it. The first drive they got the score on, it was because of an explosive play with that interception. Absolutely flipped the script. The second time they scored, that's right, it was a literal one-play run by Jahmyr Gibbs. Third time they scored, an extreme kickoff return that then resulted in a passing touchdown to Brock Wright. Because of all of these either, either game-changing events or because of explosives happening, that's how we've been able to stay in the game. So far, we actually have not had a fully sustained offensive drive yet. The Titans are actually the ones that have done that so far. All right, Rudolph under center. Rudolph is going to bring a man in motion to the strong eye. Rudolph snaps it, play action, looks to throw, throws downfield, and it's intercepted! Kirby Joseph picks it off, and Kirby Joseph is going to get inside the 15-yard line. Second turnover of the day for the Titans offense and second interception for Mason Rudolph. And Kirby Joseph now has 5 interceptions on the year. And again, you just said it, Dean. Literally, I just said it. Explosive plays. Just saying it. Think about this, folks. 5 interceptions, and it's only game 7. Game 7, and Joseph has 5 picks. Goff in the gun. Robinson in motion. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Monty, and Monty's going to pick up another solid 4 or 5 yards. Going to be second and goal. Dude, I just can't believe this. Our safeties combined have almost 10 picks. 10! Because Kirby Joseph has 5. Brian Branch has 4. Goff in the gun. Man in motion. Goff snaps it. It is going to be a play-action boot to the right. And Goff is not going to find anybody and just throws it away smartly. Goff was looking for somebody. Couldn't find anybody, and just threw the ball away to live to fight another day. Come on, Detroit. Let's go up by 2 scores. Goff in the gun. Got 2 receivers to the right and the left. Goff is killing the play going to a second look. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws it. It is caught. It is touchdown! Touchdown, Sam Laporta! Yeah, baby! National Tight End Day, and both tight ends have touchdowns. Boom, baby! About time Sam Laporta got a damn touchdown. Only took him 7 games to get one. Of course, now it's going to probably come back. Now the question becomes, if they take it back, do the Lions go for it on 4th down? Of course he is. But at least it's not 4th and goal. It's 1st and goal. So Lions are going to have 4 more downs to try and get another score. Excuse me while I take a bite of an apple. Goff under center, big formation. Goff brings a man in motion. Goff snaps it, play action. Goff throws it, and wide open St. Brown. Way too freaking easy there. Hey, I don't care. I don't care if Goff gets the throw and touchdown. I don't care if Amon-Ra St. Brown gets the throw and touchdown. I don't care if Monty gets the throw and touchdown or runs it. It is all good with me. But I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on the sideline, because Aaron Glenn is like really on freaking Kirby Joseph's butt. Like something is going on between those two today. PAT is up and PAT is good. Has anybody else noticed that? Like, I don't know. Is something like going on between freaking, Aaron Glenn and Kirby Joseph? I would have thought that freaking Aaron Glenn would be happy as hell about the fact that Kirby Joseph got that interception. But I don't know. I think Aaron Glenn's got something going on right now with freaking, Kirby Joseph, which I don't know why, but something weird going on here. But Now the Lions are up by 2 scores. Whew. I mean, I don't know, folks. I'm just noticing this stuff because to me, it's like, okay, you have a situation where, okay, obviously the Titans offense has already scored 14 points. Everybody knew coming into this game, the Titans offense was absolutely trash. Booty cheeks, ass, whatever term you'd like to use, it was it. And yet, the Titans offense has scored 14 points. I mean, for crying out loud, that's just a little bit peculiar in my opinion. And I mean, on top of that, the fact that they allowed a 100-plus yard receiver in the first quarter, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't understand. I can understand part of why, Aaron Glenn might be upset, but it's like, dude, it's like your defense has 2 turnovers. I would be a little bit more happy about the fact that the defense is still standing strong. I just don't see why Aaron Glenn's getting all fussed up. I mean, you want to call it booty cheeks, you want to call it ass cheeks, DC. I don't care either way. It means the same thing. Again, I do apologize, but I do like Granny Smith apples. But anyway, kickoff went into the backfield, going to come out to the 30-yard line. Easy peasy. Anyway, Titans offense is going to start yet again at the 30, much like they have for damn near most all the game. You know what, Matt? I most certainly will. And play was snapped, but there was a flag killing the play. It's probably going to be a false start. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty for the Titans. Going to be 1st and 15 now. Who are you talking about? You know who I'm referring to. Long ass freaking I word. I don't know how to pronounce that. Rudolph is in the backfield, empty formation, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, and Rudolph is going to snap the ball, looks to throw, gets it out. It's caught by Tony Pollard. Pollard breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to pick up the first down. I love Granny Smith apples. I really do. And Rudolph is going to count another timeout. So 2 timeouts have already been burned for the Titans with 10:55 to go in the first half. Denzel says, Jared Goff, and AG was mad because I want Kirby to play well and be there on that play because Kirby would have 2 picks instead of 1 today. That all AG is former DB, so I understand his frustration. I mean, again, I get it too. But at the same time, here's my perspective. Again, I'm not a coach, but I am a player. I have played. There comes a point where, okay, yeah, you want to make sure you let the player know that they could do better. You want to hype them up. You want to motivate them. But there comes a fine line when it comes from motivating to ass chewing. But anyway, back to the game. Rudolph snaps the ball in the gun, throws it quick out, and is going to be caught by Calvin Ridley. And 1-0 makes the catch. The other 0 pushes him out. Going to be a 2nd and 1 coming up. And DC, I will say this right now. One of my favorite alcohols to drink is Jack Daniel's sour apple whiskey. I love to mix that with some other drinks and just, you know what? I'm having a great day. Funny enough, my favorite thing to mix it with is Mountain Dew. Rudolph snaps the ball and not going to go anywhere. And it's now going to be 3rd and short after being stuffed at the defensive line front. To answer your question, Denzel, no. Rudolph under center, I formation. Rudolph snaps it. Going to be a play action boot to the left, and there is nobody out there. But it's going to be short because Anzalone made the tackle, and now it's going to be fourth and very short. The Titans are going to try and go for it, potentially. Great tackle there by Alex Anzalone to get that tackle short rather than making it an automatic 1st down. 4th and 1 coming up for the Titans. And the tackle pitch, and it's going to be a 1st down. Jack Campbell made the tackle, but Rudolph, making a freaking athletic play as hell, just dived and pretty much used his entire body to get over the line. But, Dean, I'll say this. That's a pretty good drink, but my absolute favorite alcoholic beverage, without a shadow of a doubt, is, I'm trying to remember it, Amaretto Sour with grenadine. I could drink that until I was dead drunk. Rudolph under center, snaps the ball. Play action, he's going to be sacked! Alex Anzalone just literally destroyed Mason Rudolph. He had no chance. Freaking Anzalone was on a missile and just destroyed Rudolph. Rudolph just literally got his bell rung and he went night-night. Those are the types of plays that quarterbacks do not want to have happen because now they start wondering if someone's going to be there as soon as they turn around. 8-yard loss, 2nd and 18. Going to have Rudolph in the gun, and they managed to get the play off. It's going to be a screen, and Pollard is going to pick up some blocking, but there is a flag on the play, as it is going to be a 1st down, but it's coming back because there was holding in the backfield on the Titans offense. So that screenplay is going to get negated, and it's going to be a 5-yard loss on top of the previous 8-yard loss. So now it's going to be 2nd and 23. And Brian Callahan is literally hot as hell. He is screaming at the refs because he is not happy with how the game is going. And look at this. The freaking Falcons and Buccaneers are going at it too. They're at 21-14 with the Falcons on top of the Bucs. So, and look at that. 7 penalties for 55 yards for the Titans. 2nd and a mile for the freaking Titans offense at the 35-yard line. Rudolph looking to throw is going to dance around, going to scramble, and Rudolph is going to try and get some of the yardage back, but he's only going to get back to the original line of scrimmage almost. It's going to be 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 11. 3rd and 14. Rudolph in the gun, looks to throw, snaps it, going to step up, throws down the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Finally, Ridley does not get a catch as Terry and Arnold was on him. Incomplete pass, 4th and 14. Titans will have to punt the ball. Great job, Terry on. 1-0, stop the other 0. That's a good drink too, Nicholas. I like some Jack and Do as well. Punt is away. Going to be a short punt. But Raymond's not going to take the kick. Oh! And Raymond is going to take it to the house! Or maybe not. Yep. Oh! Raymond was trying to find the crease. He was trying to find the crease. Raymond almost had a punt return for a touchdown. Could you think about that? Having a punt return and a kickoff return for a touchdown in the same game. Oh! Man, I would have loved if Raymond could have gotten that. That would have just been fun. Special teams having a kickoff return for a TD and a punt return for a TD. That would have just been awesome. It would have been fantastic. But unfortunately, Raymond was trying to find a way to get a block and cut it back, but he just couldn't do it. Goff at the line on the 22-yard line, under center. Man in motion. Goff pitches it to the left. Gibbs has got a crease, and Gibbs is going to get it all the way out to the 19-yard line. It's going to be a little short of a first down there. So good job by Gibbs. Which is funny because their rushing defense is pretty damn good. Goff under center, Gibbs in the backfield. Goff snaps it, going to hand it off to Gibbs again. Gibbs is going to find another hole, picks up the first down, and it's going to be at the 11-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 11-yard line. Hey, I guarantee you this, Goff don't care. 1st and 10, Goff under center. Looks like a 12 formation. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Gibbs, and Gibbs finds another hole, and Gibbs is going to pick up another 7 yards, going to get it down to the 4. Goff under center. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Gibbs, and this time Gibbs is not going to find a hole as it was literally bottled up at the line. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Lions. Third and 3 coming up. Goff under center. Got 2 receivers on the field. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Monty, and Monty is going to power it, and he's going to get it to the 1. It's going to be a first down, and it's probably going to be 1st and goal. So literally, Monty got just enough to convert the downs, and now the Lions will have 4 more downs to get the touchdown. Good job by Monty there. So now the Lions have literally all options on the field to score. With literally 1 yard between them and pay dirt, they can do anything. They can literally do anything. What the hell kind of formation is this? Goff snaps it, hands it to Monty, and wow. That play was literally blown up. Jeffrey Simmons got in there and absolutely destroyed Monty. But what about that formation? Look at that formation. I have never seen such a wonky formation there. Literally have both tight ends, instead of on the outsides of the freaking tackle box, they're behind the tackles in the box. So weird. Goff under center. Man in motion to the right. Goff snaps it, pitches it to the right, and Monty's going to throw it, and it's caught for a touchdown. Montgomery to Sam Laporta for a touchdown. Holy cow. Dude, that is so freaking hilarious. That is wow. That is a wow factor if ever. So now Monty has a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown in the same game. Actually, Matt, no, that's not two for Laporta. That's his only one. The first one was called back. That was then when Goff threw it to St. Brown. Yeah, that was Monty who threw Gateman. Think about that. Dude, I'm going to tell you this right now. This is probably by far one of the weirdest games I have ever seen. Like, this is by far one of the weirdest games I've ever seen. Because you're literally seeing Jared Goff have less than 30 yards passing, but he's got 2 passing touchdowns. You've seen the Lions literally get into the 30-yard or less mark on their side of the field multiple times. I mean, it's just crazy how this game is gone. Like, I have never seen a game this weird, but I'm going to tell you, this is freaking exciting as hell. It's just, like, very weird. That ain't going to happen, DC. Everybody knows that Monty's a running back. But I get your point. I understand what you're trying to say there. But currently, hold on here, folks. I got to see this nonsense because I want to see what's going on here. Because this is going to be funny. I guarantee you this is going to be funny. Okay, let's see what's going on around the NFL. Bengals are on top of the Eagles by 1. It is 10-9. Ravens are barely beating the Browns 10-6. Cardinals are losing to the Dolphins 13-7. Jets are beating the Patriots 13-7. Falcons are beating the Bucks 21-17. The Packers are barely beating the Jaguars 10-7. And the Colts and Texans are actually tied at 10 apiece. So, yeah, this has been a very, very weird Sunday. This is like really, this is a weird Sunday for the NFL because there are like a ton of tight games right now. Like most of the games in the NFL right now are very tight and not very high in scoring. The only 2 games that are really high in scoring right now are the Bucks and Falcons in our game, but ours is the only game that actually is like, you know, a blowout by fashion. Okay. Oh, okay. Folks, I need to show you this. Dude, hold on here. You want to know how many passing yards Jared Goff has? Jared Goff has thrown the ball 8 times, completed 6 passes for 28 yards for 2 touchdowns. Weird. Rudolph in the gun. Rudolph looking to throw. Rudolph getting pressured, rolls out to the right, gets it out, and it is incomplete, well short of the receiver. House rules, it is 28. I'm looking at it on ESPN right now. And think about this, folks. The Lions have only rushed the ball 12 times, and they have 124 yards rushing. Rudolph in the gun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, and he's going to get pressured, throws it right up the middle, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag, and it's going to be on Brian Branch for pass interference. Oh, for sure. It's kind of weird, though. Like, this is why the NFL is kind of ridiculous in a sense, is that you think 90% of the time of the conventional ways teams are going to win. But for crying out loud, like, this is probably about the most unconventional way that I have ever seen the Lions winning a game. I have never seen a game like this. Rudolph in the gun, Goff snap, Pollard got the run, and he gets all the way down to about the 47 and picks up about 4 or 5. Actually, house rules, Goff has the same amount of touchdowns to incompletions. He has 2 passing touchdowns, 2 incompletions. Anyway, that was a 2-minute warning. Yeah, and I mean, I'm just looking at this. Dude, look, here's the receiving. Like I said, Goff has 28 yards passing, right? And Montgomery has 3. Out of the receivers, Sam Laporta has 3 catches for 10 yards for 1 touchdown. Brock Wright, 1 reception for 8 yards, a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 catches for 7 yards, 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 1 catch for 6 yards. That's it. And here's what's really going to blow your mind. Here's what's going to really blow your mind, folks. Even though Goff has 28 yards passing, the Lions as a team only have 9 yards passing because of the 3 sacks for 22 yards. The 22 minus from the 31 brings us down to 9. Our team offense has only 9 yards passing, and we're still winning by triple scores. We have 9 overall passing yards as a team, and we're winning by 21. Special teams has literally come up big today. I mean, you think about it. We have a punt return for a touchdown. We have a kickoff return for a touchdown, and we have a punt return. No, it was a punt return for a touchdown and a kickoff that almost got to a touchdown. But then there was another, punt return that almost also got there. I mean, you're talking about the special teams really making a lot of plays. But at the same time, it's like, dude, that's how we've won this game in essence, at least for the first half. It's because of explosive plays, game-changing plays. Multiple special teams returns for game-changing plays. We've had big plays from our offense, the 170-yard rush from Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, that's how we've gotten where we've gotten. Again, we're not churning out drives. We're just scoring by huge plays. Rudolph in the gun. Rudolph snaps it, hands it to Pollard. Pollard's going to find himself a good hole. And it's going to be a first down. Titans are trying to get at least another score before the half because they're going to start the half with the ball. And I mean, look at that. The Titans have outgained us over 100 yards on offense, and we're still leading by 21 points. Just unbelievable. Rudolph in the gun. Rudolph snaps, steps up, looks to throw, and it is was it intercepted? No. It looked like it. Dude, I thought Carlton Davis got a pick there because I saw him running, but Houston actually applied the pressure on Rudolph there. First time I've said his name in a freaking, full moon. 2nd and 10. Rudolph in the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, getting pressured, throws it up deep, and it is going to be caught. Arnold had good coverage, but it was a better jump by the wide receiver. Arnold was literally right on his back hip, but just a better job by the receiver on that one. So Titans are now in the red zone. Clock is ticking. And Rudolph in the gun again. Trips to the right, 1 man to the left. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, throws it, and it is incomplete. And there's another flag on Brian Branch. And Brian Branch is now guilty of 2 penalties, and the only 2 penalties of the day, at least for the Lions. Well, that's not exactly what we wanted, but okay. 33 seconds left. Rudolph on the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left again. Rudolph snaps it. Rudolph tosses it, and way overthrown by the receiver. Not even a chance. 2nd and goal coming up. 30 ticks left until halftime. So 2nd and goal on the 1 yard line. Rudolph in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Man in right to the motion. Rudolph rolls left, throws it incomplete. And now it is 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line. 26 seconds left on the clock. Wide receiver dropped that one, literally went right through his fingers. Good job that he did drop it, but 3rd and goal now for the Lions defense. This is obvious 4-down territory, so they're going to most likely go for it on 4th down because they're trying to get, actual points. They're not trying to go for field goals here. 3rd and goal, Rudolph in the gun again, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Rudolph snaps it, quick throw, and it is incomplete. And that time, Brian Branch was not flagged, and it is now 4th and goal. So now the Titans are going to go for it on 4th down. The question you have to ask yourself is, what do you try to do here? Because the Titans obviously have tried throwing the ball into the end zone multiple times. You could try to run it, but if you do, well, they ain't running it because Rudolph's in the backfield all by himself. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw. Rudolph is going to get pressured, and Rudolph is going to toss it up, and it is incomplete. Receiver was out of bounds. The Lions defense stands tall. Now there's a flag on the field. But the question is, who is it against? If it's against the Lions, obviously the Titans. So it is against the offense. Wow. Both penalties are on the Titans. So the Lions defense stands tall. No points are scored. So the Lions offense will start at the 1 yard line. That was probably the best stand that our defense has made all day. You're at the 1 yard line, and for 4 straight plays, you literally don't have to do much of anything. And Goff is just going to take the snap and push forward just to try and make sure that the clock runs. And that's going to be the end of the first half with the Lions up by 21 over the Tennessee Titans. Yes, Dean, they get the ball to start the second half because the Titans won the toss. They elected to defer, which meant the Lions offense started with the ball. So the Titans will get the ball to start the second half. But, I mean, at this point, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I would not at all be surprised if by the end of the third quarter, Goff gets pulled and they let Hendon Hooker come in for the last quarter of the game. Because at this point, it's like, dude, we're already up by 21. At that point, it's like, dude, if you get to that point where you're up by, 30, 40 something points, it's like, dude, there's no reason for Goff to be in the game. Let Hendon Hooker get in, get a couple of snaps. But obviously we have to see what happens in the second half before we can actually, start assuming that could possibly happen. But anywho, again, this has just been the weirdest game I have ever seen in my damn near 24 years of watching football. I have never seen a game like this. It's almost impossible to imagine a game where the quarterback only has 28 yards passing and the team he's on is winning by 3 scores. Like, dude, I've never seen that. And what's even worse about it is that freaking what's kept our team in the game has been mostly our special teams. Special teams have been great in terms of getting great returns. They've already gotten 7 points for themselves. Defense has gotten 2 turnovers for themselves, plus had a great goal line stand. I mean, quite literally, the offense has not really had to do a whole lot today. The offense literally has just had to show up and just, execute plays. That's it. I mean, if you think about it, the only play that the offense of the Lions really has done anything that was actually of super noteworthiness was that 70-yard rush by Jahmyr Gibbs. That's it. Other than that, the Lions offense has always started at the 30-yard line of the opposing team's field. At that point, then the offense doesn't have to do virtually much of anything. It's very weird. I've never seen a game where a football team has literally not had to do a whole lot of work because the teams that are supposed to be stop the opposing team from scoring, they're pretty much doing all the work. And then the special teams themselves are also, contributing. I can't say it enough. It's a very, very abnormal game. But again, that's what makes the NFL exciting is because stuff like this is just absolutely outside of the norm. But hey, you know what? I'm totally 100% cool with it. Let's see what's going on around the rest of the NFL since we're at halftime. Currently, the Eagles and the Bengals are tied at 10 apiece. Ravens are on top of the Browns, but they're only up by 4 in a 10-6 battle. Cardinals have started the third quarter against the Dolphins, and they're down 7-13. Jets and Patriots made it to the half with the Jets on top 13-7. Falcons and Buccaneers are at the half. Falcons on top 24-17. Packers and Jags are about to go into the half, but the Packers are only up by 3, 13-10. And Colts and Texans have gone to halftime too, but the Texans are only on top of the Colts by 7, 17-10. So that's very interesting. Because here's the thing, folks, just to kind of get off the whole thing with our Lions for a moment here. Sorry, I'm trying to move my freaking leg here and move this keyboard. I've never actually shown you guys this, but this is my keyboard that I use for typing and all that other stuff. I actually am rather fond of this thing. But anyway, what I was going to say is think about this. The Packers are considered one of the, supposed better teams in the NFL, and yet they're only up by 3 points on top of one of the worst teams in the NFL. Same thing with the Texans. They're only up by 7 on top of the Colts. The Colts aren't even that good of a team, especially with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. It's just like, it's kind of weird. I mean, I'm just going to put this out there. Quite literally, since we're in the halftime period, you guys name me one other team in the NFL that is playing with as much dominance as the Lions are right now. I can't think of one. Not the 49ers, not the Ravens, not the Chiefs, not the Packers. I cannot think of a single team right now that is quite literally dominating the league. The Lions quite literally have got to be the scariest team right now in the NFL. It's just kind of like ridiculous how much we are destroying teams. I mean, how do I put this? The Ravens are a potential team, but it's like, dude, like I just said, the Ravens are only up by 4 on top of the Browns. The Ravens are up 10-6 on the Browns. A 1-6 Browns team that has been so dysfunctional that they literally make they make a freaking college team look good. I mean, for crying out loud, it's like, dude, the Ravens, I would have thought would kill the Browns. I literally thought they would, because I'm like, okay, Browns are going to put in Jameis Winston, so famous Jameis for 30 interceptions in a season. They have literally one of the worst teams in the NFL. To me, it's like, dude. And I understand house rules that the Lions have not won the game yet. I understand that there's still another, 30 minutes of football to go. But for me, it's like, I just look at it and it's like, I'm just flabbergasted at how everything's kind of going. Now, obviously, we haven't seen every other team play the rest of the day, because obviously we have the 4:00 games. Now we have the late night games. But to me, it's just like, dude, we're now at the halfway point in the season almost. Like, we're 1 week away from the midpoint. And I can't think of another team that has played so well in comparison to the Lions. I just can't think of one. And I mean, at this point, kind of to pivot the conversation a little bit, I'm going to just say this right now, folks. This ought to be the biggest evidence, the biggest indicator that Brad Holmes absolutely must trade for a quality edge rusher. Because think about it, folks. Our defense right now is still actually getting the job done without Hutchinson on the field. It sure as hell ain't pretty, but we're still getting it done. Imagine if we are able to get a quality edge rusher like a Trey Hendrickson, like what's his name? For the love of crime and Italy, the guy from the Browns. I always forget his name. Zadarius Smith. Think about that. If we could get one of those two guys, if we could just get one of those two, our defense literally would be set all the way to the damn Super Bowl. Our freaking secondary is playing well enough to where, okay, we can actually, sustain ourselves. We still have stuff to work out, but yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do right now that could make this team quite literally the Super Bowl favorite. I'm going to say this right now, Nick. The only reason why I don't include Khalil Mack from the Chargers is because of the fact that Khalil Mack is 35, 36 years old. I mean, obviously we'd be looking at more of a 1-year rental. But for me, it's okay here. If you're going to make a trade for somebody, I would prefer it to be something to where you could get more than one, in essence, a half a year of service out of the player. That's just me. Because that's why I have been such a big advocate for, Trey Hendrickson. Because Hendrickson actually is 29 years old. He still has another year on his contract after the current one he's on. So to me, it's okay, if you're actually able to swing that trade to actually make that work, you would have then, in essence, a guy that, okay, he fits the culture, he fits the motto, he's got another year left on his contract, so we wouldn't have to sign him right now to an extension, and you've now got a possible solution to the other edge rusher for the next 2, 3, 4 years, to where it's okay, maybe we don't have to go after another edge rusher in the draft. Maybe we can look at other places. And again, what it really comes down to is how much a team was willing to put on a price for a certain player. Because honestly, I would look at it this way. We have seen several top-end players that have been traded this season before the deadline for very damn little. I mean, again, if you realistically look at it, the highest that any player so far has been traded for is a third-round draft pick. Everybody else has been traded for less than a third-round draft pick. So to me, it's okay, you can get a quality player for very, very little. That's why I think, again, Trey Hendrickson's the best option for the Lions to go after. I think the Lions could get Trey Hendrickson for a third-round pick or less. And I mean, on top of that, the Lions could, in theory, trade away somebody that they don't want, because they have talented players that are sitting on their roster that aren't really doing anything. I mean, you could trade away James Houston as compensation and still trade a draft pick. There's so many ways the Lions could realistically make this work. That's why I'm saying, I'm looking at how the Lions are playing, and I just am dude, Brad Holmes has got to look at this and be we have to make a move. We have got to do something here, because this is the best I have ever seen the Lions in my 30 years on this earth. I don't think the Lions have been this good since the 1950s. Not even the 1990s Lions were this good. And that's saying something, considering we had Barry Sanders. But this Lions team, top to bottom, has got talent and is complete everywhere. There's not really a position that is a huge weakness. The only area that's a weakness, and it's because of injuries, is the edge rushing position, which is the one position that we're trying to fix and address. But anyway, folks, the game is back. Lions are about to kick it off to start the second half. Whew. And Bates kicks it away, and it is going to be into the back of the end zone, going to be a knee for a touchback. There's a penalty on the field. I wonder what for. Come on. What's the problem? So it's against the Titans. 5-yard penalty. Going to be at the 25-yard line instead of the 30-yard line. Just listening to Campbell right now. So sorry if I'm not saying anything. All right. Rudolph in the gun, empty set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Rudolph looks to throw. Rudolph's going to throw, gets it underneath, and is going to be instantly wrapped up by Jalen Reeves-Maben. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Lions. And currently, no, there is no word on Rodrigo yet, Dean. I have not yet seen anything come out of the Detroit Lions Twitter, and nothing has been reported on the broadcast. Rudolph under center, 2nd and 5, 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Receiver motioning to the right. Rudolph snaps it, hands it off, and Pollard is not going to find much of any space. Well, here's the thing, William. The same has been said about, Josh Allen. Remember how we played Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs and we literally lost by 3 points on Thanksgiving? I think realistically what it comes down to is that we just need better preparation. Rudolph throws, quick throw, and Anzalone is going to make the tackle, but it's going to be a 1 yard short. So it's going to be 4th and 1 for the Titans. Anzalone making a great tackle there to stop the conversion. It's going to be 4th and 1. Curious decision for what the Titans will do here. I wonder if they'll go for it, if they'll just punt it. They're going to punt it. Titans will punt the ball away. I thought they would have gone for it. Titans are going to punt it. Punt is away. Raymond is back to receive it, and Raymond gets it, and Raymond's going to make some moves. Raymond's going to get up to the 30, to the 40, and that's it. Raymond's going to get it. Raymond has got a punt return for a touchdown. 2 punt returns for touchdowns in the same game. Wow. Dude, dude, I'm flabbergasted. I'm seriously flabbergasted. Think about this, folks. The special teams has quite literally been doing the work today. The special teams has done the work, and then literally the defense has done its job. The offense has not had to do a damn thing today. Like, the offense has literally had to just sit on their ass most of the day and just pretty much chill. Like, I am just beyond words. Dude, I have never in my life seen a game like this. I just am so, wow. 41 points, 14 of which have been scored by our special teams. Think of that, folks. 14 have been scored by the special teams. And then you take a look at the fact that we've gotten 2 turnovers, which has put our offense in a very good spot, which they have scored points off of. Then on top of that, the special teams got into a really good spot on a kickoff return, which made our offense have the ability to score that. Like, dude, our offense has not had to do damn much of anything today. To answer your question, House Rules, that is Dave Phipp is our special teams coordinator. Hold on here. Okay, something right here ain't making much sense. Where am I thinking of that other? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, folks. Nope. We haven't had two special teams touchdowns. I forgot. Khalil Dorsey didn't score that punt return. He got damn close. He got close. So we've only had one special teams touchdown, and that was Khalif Raymond just now. But every other freaking, drive or every other time that special teams unit has gotten that football, they have gotten our offense within the 30-yard line or further in. Like, it's just absolutely crazy how well our special teams is doing right now. Our offense has literally not had to do much of any work today because the special teams is literally making our job so easy. I'm just absolutely in awe because it's just amazing how well this team is playing on all three levels. Rudolph in the pistol. Rudolph snaps it, play action, looks to throw, gets it out, and incomplete. Was trying to get it to Ridley, but it was too far out in front. To answer your question, Slowtown, not very often at all. Let's just put it for what it is. Most running backs, the only time you ever see them throw touchdowns is on, trick plays. And you don't have a whole lot of trick plays like that done very often. Rudolph in the gun, 2 receivers to the left and right. Rudolph snaps it, looks to throw, surveys, throws underneath, and it is incomplete. Going to be 3rd and 10 coming up. Well, the reason why their offense looks lethargic, Dean, is because they know they've lost. Think about it. They're down by almost freaking 30 points. The ability to come back from this much with Mason Rudolph as your quarterback, there's no chance. Rudolph in the gun, trips right, one man to the left, man on his left hip. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, gets it out quick. And Branch is going to wrap him up, going to be well short of the sticks, going to be 4th and 6 coming up. Titans are going to have to punt the ball again. I wonder if the special teams coordinator for the Titans is going to just tell the punter, do not punt it in the middle of the field, just punt it to the sideline. I mean, think about that. At this point, it's like, dude, the special teams are just as likely to score as the offense is. I would be like, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to punt it straight to the sideline. Don't even try. Punt is away. And the fair catch is made at the 17-yard line. I just am so, like I said, I have never seen a game like this. Dude, these freaking State Farm commercials with the Chiefs, I swear, are so sickening. I have had more than my fill of freaking Patrick Mahomes and freaking Andy Reid. Braylon Dennis puts out there that Khalif Raymond has set a record on return yards. Thank you for the donation, Braylon. Dude, Matt, think about it. Goff is not tired. The reason why he's not tired is because he's barely done anything. Now, he might be a little sore. I mean, he has been sacked 3 times. I mean, Jason, that's a good question. I'll tell you who I want to win. I want the Commanders to win. Now, who do I think wins? Honestly, that's going to come down to one main question. The health of Jaden Daniels. Now, obviously, Jaden Daniels is going to play. But my question is how healthy is he going to be? Because he's got a rib injury. All it's going to take is one good shot to his ribs, and he's going to be done. So for me, it's like, it really depends on what he does. So I'm going to say this. If I had to take a guess, I think the Commanders win, but I don't think it's going to be a big win. I think it's going to be a close game. I understand what y'all are saying about, sitting the starters, but I just don't see it happening. At least not till the fourth quarter. Again, I just don't see it happening because the Lions, not Lions, most teams in the NFL don't want to pull their starters just because they don't like that idea. Goff under center, Goff snaps it, play action, Goff looks to throw, and Goff gets it off, gets it to Laporta, and Laporta is going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, Goff got his ankle rolled on a little bit on one of those sacks. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Monty. Monty is going to... Ooh! Dude, I wouldn't start shit with St. Brown. Again, it's one of those things where quarterbacks are going to do what they're going to do. Ooh, Ian Rappaport just put in that Malik Willis is in because Jordan Love is on the sidelines with an injury. Goff throws it, gets it to Raymond, first down. No report on what actually Jordan Love is injured with, but so far, Jordan Love now has had 2 sets of injuries. Obviously had the knee injury earlier this year, but now Jordan Love is dealing with some other injury. Goff under center. Goff snaps it, pitches it. Montgomery's going to cut it back inside, is going to pick up maybe a yard. Wasn't much to work with there. Here's the way I look at it, folks. What's probably going to happen is one of two things. If the Lions score this drive, they'll bring in Hooker. If they don't, they'll probably wait until the fourth quarter to bring in Hooker. Again, you have to understand the nature of NFL coaches. Goff in the gun, two receivers to the right, one to the left. Goff snaps it, is going to hand it off to Monty. Monty's going to do some jukes and going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. So it's going to be about 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6, depending upon the spot. And again, folks, the only reason I'm saying what I'm saying is not because I want Goff to stay out there. I definitely don't want him out there. The game's well in hand. But the reason why teams don't like pulling their starters is because, one, it typically sends a message that you think that the opponent is not respectable. Goff back to throw. Goff throws. And no, actually, Goff actually got hit. And Goff recovers the fumble. And that's 4th down for the Lions. Yeah, that was a fumble because Goff pulled it down. So Goff has now had 2 fumbles. That one was his fault. The other one was Decker's. Again, I'm just simply telling you guys how the NFL works. Most teams do not like pulling their starting quarterback because of the fact that, one, it sends a wrong message to the other team, but also, two, they don't want to pull that starting quarterback too early, and then by some ridiculous set of circumstances, the other team starts coming back. Because if you pull your quarterback and he starts, cooling off, you realistically don't have a whole hell of a lot of chance of him getting warmed back up. Again, I am all about getting Goff out of there. There's no reason for him to be out there. The Lions are literally up by 30 points. I don't know what the Lions are going to do. I know that with it being the regular season, they're obviously going to be a certain type of way about it. But like I said, if I had to take a guess, they're probably going to save Hooker until the last drive. Or not the last drive, the last quarter, pardon me. Once the fourth quarter starts, I have no doubt in my mind that Hendon Hooker is going to get put into the game. No, Nick, the Lions' offensive line is not injured. Nobody on that offensive line is injured. All the starters are out there. The only offensive starter that's not out there is J-Mo, and that's obviously because he's suspended. Now, I'm just curious here. I want to figure out what the hell happened to freaking I want to try to figure out what the hell happened to Jordan Love here. Because that is going to be something of very interest to me. So far, Jordan Love has not done very well. He's 14 of 22 for 196 yards and an interception. Like, yeesh. Maybe somebody can figure that out, what he's actually injured with. Rudolph under center. Rudolph brings a man in motion. It's going to be a reverse to Ridley, and Ridley is going to, it's a fumble. It's a fumble. And the Lions recover the ball. It's a fumble for the Lions. Wow. That is the third turnover for the Titans offense. Holy cow. Freaking, that is a quintessential punch out. Robertson punched that ball out and Carlton Davis literally just rolled on top of it. Dude, that is quintessential punch out right there. That is about as perfect as you could get. And Goff is back out there on the 26-yard line, under center, man in motion. Goff snaps it, hands it off. Monty's going to find a crease. Actually, no, that's Gibbs. He finds a crease, and it's either going to be a first down or damn near close to one. All right, Goff under center, Gibbs in the backfield, man in motion to the right. Goff snaps it, play action, boot to the left. Goff gets it to Laporta, and Laporta is going to fight his way down to the 10-yard line. It's going to be a first and goal. That could have been a touchdown, but that one defensive player made a pretty good job of getting over there to where Laporta couldn't get in. Goff under center again. Raymond in motion. Goff snaps it, play action, throws it back to Raymond, and that's going to be an easy touchdown. Goff with 3 passing touchdowns on the day. Wow. And that, folks, that right there, that's the end of Goff. That's the end of his day. That's Goff's day right there. I guarantee you that's why they kept him in. They wanted to make sure Goff got another touchdown, and then they were like, okay, we're up 49-14. We're up 30-something points. Now let's put in Hooker. Kick is up. Kick is good. Yeah, at this point, the Lions are up 35 points. 35 points. And we're not even at the fourth quarter mark. Think about that, folks. There are still 6 minutes left in the game. Sorry, there's still 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Lions are up by 35 points. Think about that. 35-point lead. And we're up by 35 points. 35 points with still freaking, wait a minute, 6 plus 15, with 21 minutes left in the game. 21 minutes are still left in this game, and we're up by 35. Dude, like, I can't, dude, like, I'm going to tell you this right now. You want to know what this reminds me of? This literally reminds me of a game of Madden. That's how damn ridiculous this game is. It's like somebody is playing video games right now. Like, I can't fathom it. I can't. This is quite literally like somebody is playing Madden right now, and they're just toying. Wow. I just am so, damn. If ever there was a time that the NFL should seriously be like, oh, fuck, we are screwed. This ought to be it. Because think about it, folks. Everybody knows the Titans are a bad team. Everybody knows it. But there's a point where it's like, okay, there's bad, and then there is just absolutely trash. And think about it. The Lions are up by 35 points with 21 minutes left in the game. It's absolutely just unbelievable how much the Lions are just dominating. Thank you, Braylon. I appreciate that. Braylon's pointed out, he mentioned me on X, formerly known as Twitter. Oh, I have no doubt, Dean. But, I mean, it's just like, dude, even when you're talking about bad teams, I can't put it to you how ridiculous this is. When you are winning this much, even against a professional football team, that is going to get some people's attention. It's absolutely crazy. Think about this, folks. Jahmyr Gibbs has a rushing touchdown, over 100 yards rushing. Monty has a rushing and a passing touchdown, and Goff has 3 passing touchdowns, but he doesn't even have 100 yards passing. Like, dude, I just can't believe it. Rudolph under center at the 30. Rudolph snaps the ball, hands it off, and not going to go much of anywhere. It's going to be about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Hold on, T. I'll figure that out for you. Just give me 1 second. I have it up here somewhere. Gibbs's yards per carry, as it stands, is 15.4 an average. Think about that, folks. 7 rushes for 108 yards for 15.4 an average a rush. If you have a 5 per average a rush, you're considered great. 15.4? Dude, forget it. Forget it. It ain't even, it's not fair. It is just not fair. Rudolph in the gun. Empty set. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw. Blitz pressured and incomplete. Rudolph took a shot. And Rudolph is kind of slow to get up, clearly wincing in pain. Not only is it a big hit on their quarterback, but it's a penalty against their team. Dude. This is I can't help myself. And dude, think about this, folks. Think about this. When we score, seriously, I want y'all to hear me out here. Listen very closely to what I'm about to say. When we scored that last touchdown, Goff to Leaf, there was 6 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock. When freaking oh my good Lord, he's going to do it again. Oh, Raymond got it down to damn near midfield. But there is a flag. Braylon Dennis says Khalif is the only Lions player with a punt return touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Lions just setting records every week. Holding against the Lions on Jalen Reeves-Maybin. and showing the Jaguars going up 17-3. Jordan Love has a groin injury, and he is questionable to return. Goff is still out there. They have not pulled Goff. He is still in the game. Goff under center. Man in motion. I formation. Another man in motion. Goff snaps, pitches it to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to get the corner, and Gibbs is going to get another solid 5 yards. Dude, Dude, let me get back to what I was just saying there. When the Titans got the ball, when the Lions last scored, it was 6:21. When they punted the ball back to us, it was 5:25. The Titans had the ball for less than a minute. Goff snaps, pitches it. It's going to be a tight end screen to Laporta. Laporta's got blockers. Laporta's making moves, and Laporta's going to get all the way down to the 50-yard line. Oh, DC. No. Vrabel is not just laughing his ass off. He's dying laughing. Think about this, folks. I've said this before, but by far the most ridiculous firing last year was Vrabel. You couldn't even, I was surprised when the Titans fired him because I was like, yeah, they didn't do well, but Vrabel's not a bad coach. Goff under center, man in motion, Goff snaps, is going to hand it to Gibbs. Gibbs going to make some moves. Gibbs going to pick up another 5-6 yards. Oh, no, they're not going to switch to another game. You kidding me? They ain't going to switch. They're not going to switch. The Lions are one of the most hottest, popular, exciting teams in the NFL. They are not going to switch this game. They want, dude. Goff under center, I formation. Goff snaps. Play action, looks to throw. Goff throws it, gets it to Montgomery. Montgomery's going to pick up the first down, gets 5 yards. William, yeah, you're right. You can't fire the owner, but dude, Nick Burton, yes, I said that earlier. Jordan Love has a groin injury. Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the right, Laporta motions to the right. Goff snaps it, is going to pitch it to Gibbs out of the gun, and going to pick up about 4 yards. Hey, that's why I pay for NFL Sunday Ticket, folks, because I never have to worry about this. They're not going to switch the game over until the game is done. I never have to worry about blackouts. I never have to worry about the game switching. I watch what I want to watch because I damn well paid for it. And that's why I do what I do. Second and 6 for the Lions. Goff under center. Man in motion. Goff snaps it. Is going to hand it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to pick up another 2 or 3 yards. Going to make it a 3rd and about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. To answer your question, Matt, it depends on when you sign up. I always sign up as soon as it becomes available because that's typically when it's the lowest price. And I usually get it for about $289. And you know what? Yeah, that's expensive as hell, but I will definitely do it any day of the week. Goff in the gun. Robinson in motion. Goff snaps it. Goff throws deep. And tried to get it to Tim Patrick, but it was incomplete. Goff was looking for a free play there because somebody jumped, and they didn't give it to him. That should have been a free play. That should have been a free play. And with this, Jake Bates is going to come out to attempt his first 50-yard field goal. This will be a 51-yarder officially. The kick is going up, and the kick is right down Broadway. Kick had easily 10, 15 more yards on it, and it was right down Broadway. And Jake Bates is the first kicker for the Lions to have a 11 for 11 streak. It's the longest streak in the Lions history. You're correct, Matt. It's no longer through satellite. Back in the early days, it was. You had to have satellite in order to get NFL Sunday Ticket. But now, because they've moved it to YouTube, it's available on YouTube. So you don't even need satellite. All you need is to have a YouTube account and internet. That's it. That's quite literally it. Now, here's the thing. How do I put this? While it cost me $289 to, get NFL Sunday Ticket, the issue is that you also have to have YouTube TV, which is a $79 charge per month. So yes, NFL Sunday Ticket is expensive, but on top of that, you have to pay the monthly charge for YouTube TV as well. So I understand why that's, whatever. Oh, absolutely, Matt. The streaming's good for it. I never once have had a situation where there's any buffering on my show. Now, I will say this, because I live in New York, my stream is usually about a second or two behind. That's why some people have, called out plays before I have seen them. But anyway, there is now 40-some seconds left in the game for the third quarter for the Lions before the fourth quarter starts. And now the Lions have made their first 50-burger of the year. Rudolph in the gun, snaps it, incomplete. 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Think about this, folks. The Lions over the last 3 games. Think about this. They scored 31 last week against the Vikings. They scored 40 plus against the Cowboys. They've now scored 50 plus against the Titans. Dude, we've scored over 120 points in 3 games. That's an average of 40 points a game. Rudolph in the gun, snaps it, looks to throw, gets it out quick, and he ain't going anywhere. Pollard was instantly wrapped up by Branch, and it's going to be third down. Clock is still running. 3rd and 9 is coming up, but that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. If I was you, Seahawk, I'd just get rid of Comcast. You want to know why I'd get rid of Comcast? Because Comcast is not really going to do you anything. On YouTube TV, you can get virtually all the channels that Comcast has, and on top of that, you can get the other services that you would like to get from other streaming services. And even if you can't, hell's bells, you can freaking sign up for all the other streaming services and it'll still cost you less than Comcast. Because I have HBO, I have Disney, I have Hulu, I have Netflix, I have all of it. Goff doesn't even need to have 100 yards. Think about it, folks. That is just how absolutely ridiculous this has been. Goff has had to do very, very freaking little. And yet we are still winning by freaking, It was 35. Now we added 7. So we're winning by 42 points. Like, dude, I just... Hey, that's why special teams is a part of the game. And I'm going to say this right now. Our special teams are special because they do stuff that is absolutely crazy. Okay, 38 points ahead. Oh, I'm definitely going to try it. I'm going to definitely try to do it, T. Did I or did I not say that literally at the beginning of the stream? The last time the Lions started 6-1 was in 1956. Rudolph in the gun, 3rd and 9 coming up. Rudolph snaps, looks to throw, gets it out quick, and this time Ridley makes the catch and picks up a first down. And currently the Lions starting defense is still out there. $360 smooth. It should be available instantaneously. It should be instantaneous. As soon as the game is over, you can rewatch it. Rudolph under center, pardon me. And barking out signals. Rudolph snaps the ball, hands it off, and it's going to be given to Pollard. And Pollard's going to power his way down to the 22-some yard line. The answer to that statement, Nick, is that we never have. The Tennessee Titans did not become a real team until like the late 1990s. And we first played them in 2001. Every time since then, we've lost. So we have not beaten the Titans yet. Rudolph under center, 1st and 10 for the Titans. Rudolph snaps it, hands it off to Pollard. Pollard is going to stretch it outside, picks up about 4 yards. Going to be a 2nd and 6. Again, folks, I'm going to just tell you this right now. I quite literally cannot imagine the response the NFL is going to give to this kind of a game. I don't care if it's the Titans or not. This is an ass whooping of absolute proportions. Rudolph play action, dumps it off on a screen, and he ain't going anywhere. Ball is out, and it's a turnover. Lions have got the ball. That is the 4th turnover for the Lions to get. The Lions have gathered 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles. Actually, no. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. Robertson with the punch out again. Holy cow. Wow. Dude, God. I'm telling you this, folks. Dude. This is just absolutely, for lack of a better word, this is embarrassing. If I was a Titans fan, I would literally just renounce my freaking, I would renounce my membership. you're looking at this and it's like, dude, we literally are getting our asses handed to us 2 times over. Like, dude, I mean, for crying out loud, 4 turnovers, we're up by 38 points. Our quarterback hasn't even thrown 100 yards, but yet he has 3 passing touchdowns. I mean, dude, this is just absolutely unreal. As far as I know, Seahawk, no, they don't. The best player they have on their defense is that internal defensive lineman, Jeffrey Simmons. And we're pretty good on interior defensive linemen. Lots of pyro. It's definite. It's definite they're going to put in Hooker. They will put in Hooker. There's no doubt about that in my mind. There's absolutely no doubt of it. The Lions are up by almost 40 points, and they just got another turnover. There's absolutely no reason for Goff to be in there. So, yeah, we're going to see Hendon Hooker, which that's what I said should have happened, damn near back at the midway point of the third quarter. But, hey, c'est la vie. Detroit Lions just posted it. Hendon Hooker is in at quarterback. So Jared Goff's day is done. Disappointing day for Jared Goff. Yeah, that's hilarious. Hendon Hooker in the gun, man in motion, Hooker snaps, quick throw, and the play is going to maybe go somewhere. Isaiah Williams makes some moves and picks up 2 yards. I mean, think about that, folks. Goff finished the day with a damn near 130 passer rating, 85 passing yards, and a 3 passing touchdown performance. Dude, oosh. Hooker in the gun, man in motion to the left. Hooker snaps it, is going to pitch it, and Craig Reynolds gets the toss, is going to pick up another 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be about third and 5, third and 6, depends on the spot. LDV, the answer to your question is Jordan Love is dealing with a groin injury. Don't know how he sustained it, but he has a groin injury and he was listed as questionable to return. Hooker in the gun, 3rd and 5. Reynolds moves to the right. Hooker snaps, pitches it to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to get blown up. Loses 2 yards on the play, punt team coming out. Well, Dean, I mean, you have to think about it. No quarterback wants to be pulled. And again, Goff understands why he got pulled. It's not because he's playing bad. It's just there's no reason for him to be out there. When you're up by 38 points, it's like, dude, at some point it's just as like, dude, we just don't care. We're just going to keep spanking you. It's just, again, the problem is that since the NFL does not have a mercy rule, NFL teams can literally score as many points as they want. But there comes a point where it's kind of like an unwritten rule of sportsmanship and gentlemanship where it's like, okay, don't keep putting points on us just because you can. The house rules, Titans had the flu long before they got to us. They might have the freaking Honolulu flu all the way to the end of the year. But I mean, I saw some people ask if we're going to beat the Packers next week. Let me put it to you this way. The Packers we have to go to their place because we're playing them at Lambeau. Now, we have played them at Lambeau and beaten them at Lambeau. Anyway, the point of the matter is that, oh yeah, I remember that game, William. I remember the 70-point game that the Dolphins had over Denver. I remember that game very vividly. That game was talked about for the whole week. But anyway, getting back to the point I was talking about with the Packers, we're going to be at their place next week. Now, I'm going to say this. Depending upon if Jordan Love is going to play or not is really going to make a difference. Because if he plays, the Packers certainly have a better chance. If he doesn't play, then then it's going to be a lot better odds for us. Because I don't care what anyone says, Malik Willis is not that good of a quarterback. I, again, look at the situation, and I think it's more to do with the fact that it's the best group of players he's been around that's making him look that good. And then we're back to the game. Rudolph just gave the ball to Pollard. Pollard picks up a first down. So the Packers could potentially play the Lions at 6-2. Rudolph snaps it, hands it off, and the running back is going to pick up the first down. I thought they had it last time, but apparently they marked him short. But in any case, I don't know what to expect next week with the Packers because for me, this is, how do I put this? The Packers are not their typical selves right now. And I'm not trying to say that to be insulting, but you have to think about it. Their offense had been predicated all last year on Jordan Love throwing the ball and being very successful with it. But this year, Jordan Love has not looked very good. I mean, I would have to go and check his stats right now. Obviously, it would get updated once this game is done. But hold on here. I'm curious here because now I want to see. Jordan Love, as it stands right now, has completed only 61.5% of his passes for a little under 1,400 yards, and he has 15 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Now, the 15 touchdowns, that's pretty impressive. And Rudolph getting pressured, throws it, and somehow gets it away. It gets caught, but only for 1 yard, and now it looks like Calvin Ridley is injured. Ridley looks like he probably got the wind knocked out of him. Anyway, easy, DC. I get you, but easy. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love has 15 passing touchdowns, at least in the NFL at the moment. I know that he had one prior to being injured, but it's like, dude, it's like you're talking about a guy who quite literally is just not playing at very high of a level anymore. And incomplete. Too much on that one. 4th and 9 coming up for the Titans. Wow. Texans wide receiver Stephon Diggs is down with a non-contact knee injury. Typically, when you hear non-contact knee injury, you are fearing ACL, MCL, or Achilles. Oh, I understand what you're saying, House Rules. I understand. Yeah, he has been injured quite a bit this year, but that's besides the point. When you start talking about stuff like that, you start looking at the situation much differently. Because let me ask you this question. You pay a guy like Jordan Love $200+ million. He's only had 1 year of starting experience. And then the very next year, the current year we're in, this is what he's producing. He's thrown 9 interceptions in 6 games. Yeah, he's thrown 16 touchdowns along with it, but 9 interceptions? Dude, that's just unacceptable. Hooker under center. He kills the play, goes to something else. I formation. Hooker snaps it, hands it off to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to pick up a minimal gain of 2 yards. At this point, the Lions are pretty much just running out the clock. They're just trying to run the clock out as fast as they can. And it's so unfathomable to think about it that the Lions are running out the clock and there's still like 8 minutes left in the game. Again, folks, I've been trying to tell people this. For me, it's just like getting back to the Jordan Love conversation with the Packers and all that. It's like Jordan Love obviously gives them the better chance to win. But what I don't quite understand, Hooker throws it, kind of got a little bit hit there at the end. Was trying to get it to his wide receiver there. Not exactly Hooker's best throw, but again, he's developing. Again, this is why I've said what I've said about Hooker. He's very green. And you can clearly see it. Hooker steps back to throw, gets it out, gets it underneath. Ball was thrown a little bit high. Williams made the catch, but couldn't do anything with it because the ball was way too high, and Lions will have to punt the ball again. And again, just to hang on Hooker here for a minute, great job that he got the pass completed. But did you notice how and where that ball was placed? The ball was placed high and outside. So Williams had to jump up to leave his feet to get the ball. And to me, if you notice how Hooker did that versus how Goff has made those throws, when Goff makes that throw, the wide receiver can make it to where he doesn't have to leave his feet, but he can catch and run. And again, I'm not trying to say anything bad about Hooker. I'm not. Hooker's developing. He has to get more time, more reps, more experience. But that's what I've been trying to tell people ever since training camp this year. Because there were a lot of people that were like, oh, yeah, Hooker's going to be this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, back yourself up. Like, just, But anyway, when you're talking about the Packers with Jordan Love, the thing about the situation with them right now that is very peculiar and very, I would say, concerning is that they are not winning the right way. Yes, they're winning, but it's like, dude, you guys should be doing a lot better in your games. Think about it. The Jaguars have been one of the worst teams this year, and yet the Jaguars have been putting up a fight with them at Lambeau. So it's like, if that's what's going on, yeah, that's a problem. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, well, the Packers are still winning, but they're not playing their best football. Okay, yeah, that's a fair point, but we're halfway through the season almost. you should not be having the same problems you were having back in early September. That's the issue. The Packers are just barely getting by. They're not actually getting better and winning. They're just barely getting by. And I'm seeing what you guys are saying about, special teams, Khalif Raymond getting the game ball. I'll do you one better. Give the game ball to the special teams coordinator, Dave Phipp. Rudolph in the gun, 3rd and 3, snaps the ball, dumps it down to Pollard. Pollard's going to pick up a first down, and he gets thwopped. Picks up an extra yard, maybe 2. Calvin Ridley is apparently okay. He's back out there. Must have just had the wind knocked out of him. Sorry, folks, I dropped my pen. And running back gets almost the first down, going to be a yard short. Again, folks, if you think about this, our next opponent we play is the Packers. Okay. Then after that, we play the Texans. If you stop and you look back at our schedule when we first started off talking about our schedule, many people were looking at this part of the schedule that we're in right now, Vikings, Packers, Texans. They were looking at that like, yeah, that's going to be the hardest part of our schedule because that's a lot of good teams back to back to back almost. The only reprieve was this game, the Titans. But it's like, wait a minute here. Packers aren't what they should be. Texans aren't what they should be. It just is like, okay, here's something different going on. Oh, what the hell? What was going on there? Like, did Rudolph kind of like bobble the snap? I think Rudolph bobbled the snap there because that was not exactly a clean handoff. Looks like Jeffrey Simmons is done because he's unwrapping his arm. Looks like he's done for the day. Rudolph in the pistol. Rudolph is going to snap the ball, hands it off to the running back, and running back is going to go for maybe a yard, maybe 2. So it's now going to be 3rd and 2 coming up. Oh, of course they're going to be 6 and 2, William. No doubt about that. They've won against the Jaguars. I'll give them that. But let's call it for what it is here. I'm going to, once again, because I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm not really even paying attention to the game at this point because the game's kind of, besides itself. There's no way the Lions are losing. At this point, it's just a formality. We're just running clock. Let's just take a look-see here, folks. I'm curious here. The Packers have played, and I quote, they have played the Eagles, lost to them. They have played the Colts, barely beat them. Played the Titans. They won convincingly, but not like our convincingly. They played the Vikings, lost to them. Played the Rams, beat them, but barely. Played the Cardinals, beat them pretty convincingly. Played the Texans and only beat them by 2 points. So, okay here. Out of all the teams they have played, the only 2 teams that I can say with any sort of conviction are even good are the Vikings and the Texans. And out of those 2, the one that actually is, good would be the Vikings. And they lost to the Vikings, the same team that we just beat. Oh, David, I agree. again, that's why I said earlier on in this stream that the Lions, if Brad Holmes looks at this game, there is a definite pattern that needs to be taken into consideration here. For the last 2 weeks, we have not been able to generate a pass rush like we have wanted to. Think about this, folks. Last week, we had at least Josh Pascal, and we got 4 sacks. Now, granted, that was spread out over the entirety of the game. But think about this, folks. Against the Tennessee Titans, one of the worst teams in football, we have 1 measly sack on Mason Rudolph. 1. And it was for only 8 yards. That's why I was saying earlier in the broadcast, the stream, that listen, Brad Holmes has got to look at this and he's got to recognize that, okay, we have got a team here that quite literally can go and win a Super Bowl. But we can't do it with this edge rusher by committee bull crap. We just can't do it. You have to have somebody who can apply pressure on the quarterback, and we just don't have anybody. I mean, if you think about it, the Lions have tried it with James Houston. That didn't work. The Lions have tried it with Ukwu. That hasn't worked. They've tried it with Pascal. That hasn't worked. I mean, there's simply no 2 ways around it. Brad Holmes has got to make a trade for an edge rusher. And it can't just be for some paltry edge rusher. It's got to be for somebody of actual substance. I know Brad Holmes is not the biggest, person that likes to trade away, draft capital. But it's like, dude, you traded away a 3rd-round draft pick to get Carlton Davis. If you're willing to trade a 3rd-round pick for Davis, you should seriously be willing to trade a good pick to get a good player. That's what teams that are going to the Super Bowl do. And I understand, listen, I'm not saying that the Lions should be trying to trade their 1st-round draft pick. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, okay, we do have a 2nd-round draft pick. Why not use that 2nd-round draft pick and trade that with maybe somebody else, somebody that's kind of like, right around making the roster, that's decent, got talent, but, is not going to be somebody that you're going to cry about if we lose them, and you include that as part of the trade package. I think that would be more than enough to swing a trade. It's just, for me, it's like, dude, if I'm Brad Holmes, I can't literally not look at this and think, wow, we can't win a Super Bowl. We can. But we can't do it with what we're doing on our pass rushing front. The reason why our team looked as so dominant as it did in the first couple of weeks was because Hutchinson was a one-man wrecking crew. But it's like, dude, that's gone. The last 2 weeks have made that abundantly clear. And with that, the game is over. Lions win 52-14. Holy mackerel. Dude, I will say this right now. That is quite possibly the best game I have ever seen out of a Lions team from all 3 phases. All 3 phases. Offense didn't make any mistakes virtually. Defense played for the most part pretty damn good. Got a little spotty there in the first quarter, but from there on out, they did absolutely fantastic. 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles, two fumbles, 2 interceptions. Special teams was absolutely out of this world. I mean, just, dude, that was by far the best game I have ever seen in my life. But anyway, folks, I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to put up another stream probably at 7 o'clock, so that way we can talk about the victory and everything. I I don't know if you're still in here, DC, but if you want to join, you definitely can. If you want, just let me know. I'll send you the link, via, email, whatever. I'm also going to ask some other guys, whether it be, Big Dan, whether it be, all the other guys. So I'll try to make it to where we actually have some people in the panel to discuss. That way it's not just me, but we'll see what happens. But having said that, I'm going to end the stream here. I thank you all for being an absolutely wonderful crowd. You guys were absolutely amazing. Okay, Chris, I see you. I'll bring you in. But until 7 o'clock, when we do the after review, the post-game review of the game, I'll see you all then.